Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt. On a Monday, we are getting ready for testing week this week. So what that means is a lot more flexibility in the format and the days, and each individual day will be a lot more flexible in terms of what is available, right? Because what we want out of testing week is, number one, we want for you to be safe and have fun and get good workouts. Number two, we'd like to benchmark our progress. So we would like to take credit for all of the hard work that you've done leading up to it, the previous 18 weeks. But also, I don't want to force anyone to do maxes that just doesn't feel like doing maxes. You never have to max out again for the rest of your life, and you can continue getting stronger and maintaining a very high level of strength and functional independence without ever doing a 1-rep max. It is just a test, right? So take that all into account as we go into this week, and I will brief the workouts, and I have programmed the workouts in the order and the intensities that I think would be appropriate for you to get really good results. Similar to last week when I told everybody, like, if you want to taper this week and deload this week in order to feel fresh for this testing week, do it, right? And then I'll also show you the different blocks that are available for if you want to test a different item or move things around, okay? So for today, this is Monday, and we're going to start off with a warm-up, some general warm-up, and then some specific warm-up for cleans and presses. We're going to do 1 minute of cardio for 3 rounds, an air squat with a T-spine rotation. So at the top, I initiate with my hips, drive down to the bottom, plant one hand and pivot to the sky, plant the other hand, pivot to the sky, right, and then back up. Next, we're gonna do 4 reps on each side of a lunge to a Spider-Man stretch, which is reaching my elbow to the ground. And then I'm gonna do a hamstring reach, so I'm kicking myself back. I'm using this front leg to push myself back, reaching for my toe, and then I'm gonna pull myself forward one motion up into a leg swing, right? So it's lunge, Spider-Man, hamstring reach, leg swing, okay? A little combo right there, 4 times on each side. 4 push-ups, which I'm not going to demonstrate because my elbow is still healing up, but I will be very soon. When you get done with 3 rounds of that, you should have a good sweat going. Your hips and shoulders should be nice and loose, and then we can move into our specific warm-up for the clean. All right, so I have a little barbell complex. And again, some of these I'm not gonna do exactly the way they're supposed to be done because my elbow is still recovering, but I'll talk you through it. And we're gonna do a 5, 4, 3, 2 is the rep scheme. Hopefully that'll help you to remember what you're doing. The 5 is gonna be a lift off, right? So the lift off is just practicing that good body position from the shins to the knees. As I go from the shins to the knees, the bar slides up my shins, my weight distribution travels backwards towards my heels, and at this mid-knee position, my shoulders are forward of my hands, and there's lots of tension on my hamstrings, right? The next one is gonna be a clean pull, right? So that'll be the same motion, but fast at the top, jump shrug with straight arms, jump shrug with straight arms. Then we're gonna do 3 reps of the high pull. No, I'm sorry, 3 reps of a front squat. So front squat, got my bar in front of my shoulders, elbows as away from my body as I can get them, squatting all the way down, standing up. And this is really just for the stretch of the ankles and the hips. The last one is the tall clean. Tall clean, I'm practicing dropping fast underneath the bar. So I row it up to about my belly button or sternum, somewhere between here and here. And I'm going to pull with my arms. My body goes down to catch in that front rack position. And then I stand tall. And then reset again, scarecrow position is what we call this. I'm up on the toes, right, or up on the balls of my feet so that I can immediately drop underneath to catch and then stand tall, okay? After you finish that, we can go into clean warm-ups, and I would recommend nothing greater than a set of 3, and that's only at the very beginning. Maybe 1 or 2 sets of 3, 1 or 2 sets of 2, and everything else is singles. There are 3 attempts noted in SugarWOD for your cleans, but you do not have to use them all, or you can use more, and really the only thing that's gonna count is your best one, right? So when you do your cleans, don't worry about how many total reps you do. Just try to continuously progress that, move up in very, very small increments and allow it to take 20, 25 minutes for the cleans, and that is totally fine. When you finish the cleans, the bar can go up into the rack, and we're gonna do our pressing benchmark for this 18-week cycle, which is the shoulder press, right? So this one, I've got the bar in the rack. It's at the just slightly lower than shoulder height, so I can pick it up with my torso, stand tall, feet underneath the hips, and my belly's nice and braced. Shoulders, or my hands are just outside my shoulders, and the press is my 1 rep max, or the maximum that I can take from my shoulders all the way to the overhead position without using any legs, right? And there is some room for motion in the beginning of this. There's a lot of people you'll see do like a little preload. They kind of bounce their arms and then press up. And technically, as long as you're not using your hips or your knees to do any of that motion, then it's legal. However, if you go up on the balls of your feet like that to start to initiate the press, if you do like this, that technically counts as using your legs. So feet have to stay flat, knees have to stay straight, hips have to stay open, right? Other than that, it gets from the shoulders to the overhead position and it counts, all right? And that is our 2 tests for this Monday. See you guys on Tuesday.